Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition or episode, I should say, of Team Dovetail Live. My name is Leo Vasquez, and today is Saturday, May the 6th, 2023. I hope you all are doing well. We are only 5 days removed from the beginning of our journey to Ireland for the 40th annual Irish Open and 37th Arklow Open. That'll be held May the 13th and the 14th, which I believe was a sellout. No more entries, so they had to cut it off. So that's a good thing, right? Anyhow, Team Dovetail will be there not only to compete, but we will be there offering training, teaching some clinics at various locations around the area. We'll get to the skinny on that from our special guests who were instrumental in putting all of this together with Mike Kinkin and Racquetball Ireland. So big stuff. Let's give everybody a moment to share our live stream. I'm going to share it as well. So if you're watching, please take a moment. We got the chat pulled up. You guys know how much I love the chat. It's already starting to fill up. Hello, Noel. Noel says, hi, lads. Hi, Susan, Tony. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So I had to ask my guests if it's okay if I drink water from the Guinness glass, but soon to be filled with probably something else. All right, so without further ado, let's say hello to the Irish Executive Committee members, Majella Haverty, Jimmy Gannon, and the Arklow Irish Tournament Director, Adam Neary. Majella, Adam, Jimmy.
Hi guys. Hello everybody. How are you?
Hey,
hi everyone.
It's working.
Yay.
Hey, thank you guys for taking the time to join us. Majella, let's just get right into it and start with you. Tell us a little bit about your background on how long you've been playing racquetball and what's been your involvement over the years with Racquetball Ireland.
Okay, gosh. Yeah, I'm playing racquetball. I started racquetball when I was about 7 or 8, I'd say, at the local club here in Castlebar. It's kind of a family affair in our house. It was, and I think it's the same for a good few people who play racquetball. My dad is heavily involved, and my brothers and sisters played, and we all played. And then I suppose throughout the years, then just involved with the junior national team and the senior national team, and just competing in the Irish calendar all the time, just kind of like that. And then I suppose in the last few years, I got involved with the committee. I guess it was a natural progression. Again, Dad is on the committee, so it kind of just falls in that way. You kind of get involved in these things as well. So, yeah, I guess that's it. So, on the committee the last few years as the PRO, or as we now say, the Media and Communications Officer, we retitled it to. So, yeah, that's kind of background in racquetball. I guess a quick start in it anyway.
Will you be playing this weekend in the tournament? Or this
I will, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll be playing, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Singles,
100%.
doubles, both?
Singles and doubles, yeah. So I play singles and I play doubles with, I guess, my doubles partner, Katie Kenny, and she's from Castlebar as well. So we played doubles a long time together, and we're good pals, so we enjoy it.
Awesome. Jimmy, tell us a little bit how you doing, bud. And I can't wait to meet you guys soon in person, but tell us a little bit about your background, how long you've been playing, and what's been your involvement over the years with Racquetball Ireland.
Okay. Well,
do we need another episode for that, Jimmy? Or
that's a long story. That's long. Playing racquetball up mid-20s, so I suppose about 40 odd years, 35, 40 years. A lot of sports before that: squash, badminton, tennis. So they all helped when I started playing racquetball. Really, it's great to play sports, to play multiple sports. They all help each other as time goes by. Lucky enough to be a lefty, good lefty. Lefties are really good. And
there's a few.
Is that right, Majella?
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Are you lefty, Majella?
No, I'm not. I wish I was.
And lucky enough to be able to hit the ball not so bad. So got chosen for national teams as time went on, and won a few local championships and a few bits and pieces in the racquetball world. Really enjoyed it. It brought me all over the world playing for the country, to a lot of different continents and a lot of different countries. Met a lot of friends everywhere and a lot of acquaintances, and it's been great, you know, for Arklow as well as me. We've a fine club in Arklow that you know, it's like any club. It has a lot of members over time, and then people drop out, and we have new members coming in now, and the club is picking back up again. But it's always been an interest of mine. Anything sporty, I've always had an interest in, and it's given me lots of opportunities, racquetball, and that's very important that we tell people that, you know, it's a great game.
Will you be playing in the tournament?
I'd love to. I've got a knee problem and a shoulder problem. I'm afraid. Both probably require an operation, but I'd love to. But unfortunately, not.
Will you be there, like, you know, support? I mean, you coach anybody? I mean, what will you be doing there that week? I know you're going to be there, Jimmy. You're not missing this one, right?
Oh, no. I'm part of the local club anyway, Leo. So I'll certainly be there helping out. And yeah, anything that's needed, any support needed, I'll certainly be there for that, of course.
Nice. Adam, what about you, man? Tell us a little bit about your background. You know, when did you start playing racquetball? How long have you been playing? And, you know, what's been your involvement over the years?
Yeah, so like Majella, I started probably when I was around 7 or 8, about 35 years ago. In my late teens, then maybe started taking it a bit more seriously. Did a bit of training, won a few, like Jimmy said, a few local tournaments, a few open tournaments around the country. The first national team, I think we went to the World Championships in the Dominican Republic in 2003. That was a great experience. We got to see the level of players and caliber of players from around the world, and that gave us a little bit of motivation maybe to come back and try harder. Mm-hmm. Was on a national team for Europeans. I played a lot of doubles. I like doubles. I won European gold in doubles in open grade, and played doubles for the World Championship teams. Probably our best achievement was the World Championships in Kingscourt here in Ireland. We finished 9th. You know, we performed well that tournament and really enjoyed it. Other than that, then I'm tournament director here of this tournament, on the Arklow committee for years. I was on a national executive committee for years. I was tournament secretary on that for a while. I was vice president. I had a few roles on it, but commitments here in Arklow kind of don't allow me to get involved too much with the RAI at the moment. That's about it, I suppose.
We're a dying breed, Adam, us tournament directors. You know, I know, you know, how tough it is, you know, trying to make so many people happy. But, you know, what has it been for you that keeps you, you know, wanting to do this? You know, sometimes it's a thankless job, you know, sometimes it's not all about just making money at a tournament. You know, it's making people happy. You know, for me, it was just pulling it off, you know, from start to finish. You know, from the scheduling to the entries, you know, to the hospitality, to the awards, to the club logistics. What is it for you that, you know, keeps you, you know, wanting to do this?
I suppose it's our committee. We have a great committee. Everybody on the committee does their part. Nobody's left to do too much. We've a bit of fresh blood on our committee over the last couple of years. People who they want to drive it on further, and that, I suppose, got us all our crew back motivated to up the game and push forward. But I suppose mainly doing it for the new members of our club, the new members of our committee who are eager to press on, and said I'd give it 100% to help them all out.
Majella, before we got on our call, I tried to do some homework, and I noticed that you three have served. You know, you all serve in these executive roles with the organization outside of the sport, and a lot of players don't do that. A lot of players, you know, they just play, whether it's recreationally or tournaments. They just show up, they play. But, you know, you three seem to also mix in, you know, if it's anything like it is over here, you know, lots of emails, board meetings, decision making. What's been your drive or your interest to kind of keep helping out and serving Racquetball Ireland?
Yeah, I get guess anyone on the committee just loves to play racquetball. They love the sport of racquetball and the idea that we could further it in a country like Ireland, that where we have the courts and we have people that are interested in, and like that, it's just trying to get people interested in sport. Like Jimmy says, sport is so good for you in general, and we particularly like racquetball, so that's kind of our aim. And then I guess like serving on committees is always tricky, and everyone knows. I think a lot of people would know that. And it's all voluntary work as well, which is important to note. Like nobody is getting paid or compensation for any of these positions, so we're just trying to do our best and improve the sport of racquetball in Ireland, in whatever kind of context that might be, whether, like you said, recreational players at their local clubs are just as important as players that are traveling around to every tournament, so there's lots of good players out there, and we're just trying to promote racquetball across the country, really, and that's kind of the motivator, really, to keep it going.
It's Jimmy, it's a big commitment. I'm sure you've done it. Like I said, I went and looked at the history of the executive committees in Ireland, and I've seen that you've been serving as well. Do you see yourself continuing to do that in the future, to keep serving for Racquetball Ireland, or is
absolutely this it? Not, Leo? Absolutely not. Not a hope in hell.
Is this your retirement?
This is it now. It's all gone. There's a lot of people on that on the chat there. I see that it's their third, it's their third. But no, let's be serious about it. It's something I enjoy as well. I enjoy the organizational side of it. It is a commitment. There's no doubt about it. But as we get a little older, the sporting aspect of it disappears a little as we get a little older, and it's important that we give back a little bit to the sport that we got so much out of. That's very important. And we've quite a few people that do it. We would like some more to help. There's no doubt about it. But it's the same as everything. You get some people that are interested in that side of it, and you get some people that aren't, and that's just the way of the world, But certainly, yes, I will, of course, continue until Majella and I fall out, and that'll be the end of that.
Stop. And like that, racquetball has been going since 1979 in Ireland, so there's a good tradition there as well, and we want to keep that alive as well. So we're 40 odd years now, so to keep the sport going is a good thing.
That's great. You guys do that. All right, let's get to the fun stuff, the extra fun stuff. Majella, let's start with. Tell us how this came together with Team Dovetail, and then we'll just kind of flow into what we're going to do when we get there. We've got some clinics. Obviously, we're going to be competing in the tournament, some of the athletes. But how did these conversations get going, and kind of how did that start to get us where we're at?
Yeah, I guess last summer I was kind of fortunate enough to compete at the World Games in Birmingham, and I ran into Mike there, and we kind of just had a quick chat, and it was nothing. There was nothing concrete or anything like that. And we often get approached by different professional players and things like that. So he planted a small seed and gave me his card. And then during executive meetings, Jimmy had kind of some ideas about maybe we should get some pro players over for this special event. It's the 40th anniversary. And then from there, just kind of reached out to Mike and said, look, let's talk. What can we do? Is there any kind of deal we can do that won't cost us too much, or, that kind of thing. And that's basically how it started. The conversation was opened, I guess, last year in 2022, but it really took place at the start of this year. We kind of got chatting properly about a visit to Ireland and celebrating the 40th Irish Open and 37th Irish Open as well as that.
Can you give us a little bit of information about the addition of the Arklow? We know about the 40th anniversary, obviously a big milestone for Ireland, Racquetball Ireland. But how does the attachment with the 37th Arklow come in?
So I guess, now correct me lads if I'm wrong, we kind of moved the Irish Open around the last number of years, so we would attach it to another Open on our calendar. And this year it's attached to Arklow, so it's attached to the 37th, which is a big feat in itself. 37 years of Opens in Arklow as well. And Arklow through the years as well have hosted numerous in a row Irish Opens, so they've been a really good support of Irish Opens in the past as well. It just happens that it's again back there this year, which is a good thing, I think.
Yeah, I think we were almost on a par with the Irish Open. We were on the same level, but over COVID, the Arklow Open didn't get. There was a couple of years there that went by where the Arklow Open didn't get ran, but the Irish Open continued to run at a different club. So that's why we're still back at 37, and the Irish Open is at 40. But yeah, it's great to keep the Irish Open going without any breaks. We just unfortunately didn't have the entries or the commitments during COVID to keep it going in Arklow here for them a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And then, Majella, let's talk about the events that we have planned. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So it's great that I guess Team Dovetail will be competing at the Irish Open itself, and then the following week we'll have them kind of doing a provincial tour across the country. And the first Monday, May 15th, they're going to be going to O'Loughlin's Kilkenny, which will kind of host all Leinster clubs there, and there'll be different clinics for junior adult players. And I think they're hoping to do an exhibition match there as well. Then on the Tuesday, they're heading off to the Munster clubs down at Fermoy Youth Centre in Fermoy, and they'll, again, similar thing, going to be doing some clinics down there in the evenings, and then up to the West Coast in Castlebar in County Mayo for the Connacht clubs, then just hosting again more junior clinics, adult clinics, and an exhibition match as well. So hopefully it'll be good for the local clubs or for players that mightn't actually get to travel to the Irish Open, that they'll get to see these players and see the caliber of racquetball that's out there. They'll have never seen players like this, bar stuff they've seen online. So it's different seeing it in flesh.
Is there a cost? Is it free to attend, or is there a fee?
It's free of charge. So it's a good opportunity. You don't have to pay anything. Just turn up to your club or reach out to the contacts that are there. So for Connacht clubs, they can reach out to me. For Munster clubs, anyone in that region can reach out to Johnny O'Keeffe, and then Leinster clubs can reach out to Sean Ling for more information and times and things like that and signing up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me at any point.
There's one thing missing from this poster. I don't see when the Jimmy Gannon clinic is.
He'll have to let you know.
that took place this afternoon, Leo.
That's after hours.
That's
Jimmy.
Finished.
How did that come about to Majella really quick? Because I have a couple questions for Adam. But how did the formation of these things come together by adding the clinics?
I guess it was something that the committee wanted when we started chatting about this. Like, we wanted to really get the most benefit out of it. So, like, the clinics will go a long way. Players will learn things in that they can bring back to their own clubs. Their coaches can also, spread that around to other juniors and things. So it's something we wanted to kind of, extend it from just seeing these players. We wanted to learn from the players as well. So it kind of came up in conversation with Mike and the committee. So it was kind of part of the deal we made and the conversation we had there then. That's kind of how it went down.
Just on that, Leo, it's important that we've professional players coming over, and it's important that we learn from those professional players as a group, as a racquetball group. We've got some good kids coming up, and we've got some good standard racquetballers, but we've never been able to take the next step from the level that we're at to a professional level. Now, some of that is obviously financial. There's no full-time game over here or anything like that, but some of it is the fact that we just don't know maybe how to train or how to, what's involved in making the jump. So we hope we're going to get something about that.
Well, I don't want to jump too far ahead because I have some notes here, but just let me say this: you and I hope everyone will be, and I still get this way from being around these players. You will be amazed. Completeness. Everybody that's coming, I wish we could have brought the whole team, but we're bringing the best representation of people that are going to, you're going to make a friend for life. Let's just put it that way. These people are very approachable. Cole, Sendry, this kid used to, and I call him a kid in the most respectful way, but this kid used to run around my club in Arlington, Texas, while his dad, Kevin Sendry, was playing tournaments. So Cole was brought up in the old school club environment. And at first, I just kind of saw Cole as not really having that as much interest as his dad did. And now Cole, as you can tell and see, Cole has, I think, even more than what his dad has. and it's so amazing to see how he is, how he grew up. Lalo Portillo, amazing talent. Andres Acuna, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows who they are. If not, if you get some time before we come to the tournament, just go Google these players' names. There's so much information and matches about them, but wait till you meet them in person. So I know they're super excited. We're super excited. Maria Renee, super amazing person, training. So I think it'll be really cool. We've been talking, about what we want to do when we're there, the impact that we want to make, that we want to make sure that we do. So yeah, Jimmy, it's going to be fun. They'll all be able just to sit back and maybe watch you and I go at it for a couple. Oh, you're hurt. We can't play.
we get a beer, Leo. We get a beer.
We'll watch them. How's that?
Absolutely.
Hey, Adam. So as the tournament director, what are you hoping? The players that are competing in the tournament will get out of this tournament this weekend by having Lalo and Andreas, and obviously, the whole team is playing in the tournament, but Andre Perea obviously will be playing in the tournament. So, what are you hoping that the players and the fans get out of this event?
I suppose I'm hoping our players get a few points for starters. It's always a good thing. I'd like to see our players, in there to see at what standard our players in the country are now, where they need to go to, and hopefully they'll get in and compete well. There's a lot of strong players coming. Other than that, I think everybody's going to be excited to sit and watch and see the actual standard and the level that racquetball can go to. And anybody who's travelled to World Championships would have seen the likes of these players playing. Again, maybe not at their top standard playing each other, but to watch them playing each other now, hopefully if one of us don't knock them out for the finals, we get to see a good match there in the finals, and everybody will be.
How cool would that be, huh?
Crowding up to see these matches.
An Ireland USA final, that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
What would be probably the most challenging part of being a tournament director right now for you?
Like you said, trying to keep everybody happy. Trying to schedule games. We don't have huge complexes here in Ireland with lots of different courts all in one place. So we're using courts that are a little bit outside the town. Scheduling games then between courts outside the town and back into the town is quite difficult to make sure that people aren't rushing from courts. We do our best to keep it fair. If somebody's playing on an outside court, we try not to have them back out there again. We try to keep their next games in the main centre. I suppose that's the hardest part, is to try to keep people happy, make sure that everybody gets to see these great games that are going to be going on, and that they're not stuck away at an outside court when all this stuff is going on in the main centre. For us, that's usually the hardest thing, is to accommodate so many people in so many matches. I think we've 110 matches to get through in 2 days. So you'd say it'd be fun, but it'd be tough.
Let's remind them again, Adam. 5-minute warm up. Check in 30 minutes before your match.
Yeah.
Don't run out to the car to get your shoes. Be ready to go.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, what have been? You said it yourself. You've been around a while. What are some past successes of Racquetball Ireland, and what are some recent successes in your eyes that you've seen?
Okay, well, past successes, we've, Europe was a hotbed of racquetball about 25, 30 years ago. And we always came second best, I'll be honest with you, in Europe to the German team or maybe the Dutch team at that particular time. And we made a breakthrough there after 5 or 6 or 7 attempts, and that was a really good success as far as I was concerned for racquetball. It took a lot of effort and took a lot of time to do it, but it was we were top of Europe for a long time after that, and in fact it's had the opposite effect in Europe. Europe is struggling. Irish racquetball, it's great. We had teams, junior teams. Majella knows a little bit more about this, but junior teams at the World Junior Championships and competing in the medal grades a couple of times. That's been very good. Again, we're struggling with juniors at the moment. We've got juniors playing, but we're just struggling with they're starting off again. The process is just starting again. So we don't have the talent that we used to have in the past, and that's going to hurt us for a couple of years. But we've got a good team that Mick Cunningham, Majella, Ashling. There's a couple of people out there that are working hard behind the scenes to keep junior racquetball alive and to make it grow and prosper again, because we're beginning to understand that it's not the open or the elite players that are the important people here. It's the juniors, it's the C players, it's the novice players. It's that big base we want to build up and then get people moving up through the grades as time goes on. I'm sort of regressing a little bit here. I'm going off the point, but it's important that we understand there are issues in racquetball globally, nationally, locally, and we're working hard behind the scenes to try and sort some of them out. Change people's minds. It's a big thing to try and change the mindset of somebody. As time goes on, it's Einstein he made a little statement there once that if you keep doing the same things over and over again, don't expect a different result. So things need to change, and they are changing locally and globally in racquetball, which is great.
Adam, would you agree? Go ahead, Majella. Speak.
Sorry, I'll just add to that just about the juniors. In recent years, we did have a very successful junior team in 2019 where we had a silver medalist at under 16 grade in doubles, Daniel Halloran and Keelan O'Gorman, and they did come through a very good junior program that was by Mick Cunningham that Jimmy mentioned. And then I suppose just on the back of what Jimmy said, COVID took a hit then, so we lost a couple of juniors and things like that. But we're rebuilding now at the minute, and we have a new junior development officer in Johnny O'Keaney, and he's doing lots of clinics and rebuilding that program again. So just to mention that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. COVID affected everybody. Adam, would you agree that having events like this would help? And that's what we're hoping for with Team Dovetail. Our Dovetail mission. We are Team Dovetail, but we have a mission, and our mission is to develop new and youth. We don't just pick on the kid or invite the kids. We pick on everybody, but we want new people. So we focus on youth and new players, and we're hoping that bringing some of this youth into the sport, and bringing Cole, bringing Lalo, bringing Andre Padilla. This is a younger generation of people, and we're hoping that we can show these younger kids that racquetball is so cool, because when you meet Lalo, when you meet Cole, when you meet Andre, when you meet Andreas, even Maria Renee, these are cool people, and we're trying to hope that we can get that message across. Would you agree with some of that?
Yeah, I suppose our hope is that it's going to create that buzz and that drive that people need to say, yeah, let's get back training at racquetball. Let's see how far we can push ourselves and push towards this standard going forward. The juniors are going to watch this, and they're going to think to themselves, well, yeah, if we're here now and we see the likes of Cole playing at that standard, we can get there within. I suppose it's trying to push a dream into their head and get them to start following it.
It's so much different when you see it in person, and I hope anybody that's in Ireland, obviously, when we come there is watching this. And if you're trying to decide, listen, make the trip, go to one of the clinics, go to the tournament, because I guarantee you it's so much different than sitting at home and watching it. We're going to try to share some video and try to live stream some of the matches, but unless you're there in person, it's so unique. It's amazing to see somebody like Cole, as young as Cole, or Lalo. you can feel the presence, and not only can you feel the presence, but you'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to almost feel the hard work and the the passion that they have for the sport. So we hope that people will be able to see that. Jimmy, I gotta scroll back up here. And any interest in politics or Jimmy for president of Ireland?
I wrote that here.
Oh, is that your ghost account? You're the comb,
No, interest in politics, afraid not. No, absolutely not. But I'm hugely interested in a bit of fishing and and a few pints and a bit of shooting and a bit of motorbiking and a few other little bits and pieces. So I don't have time for politics.
Michael Murphy in the chat. Does anybody know Michael?
Yep. Yeah, he's our club.
He lives about 8 doors away from where we're speaking right now.
Does that mean he's about to come over in the next couple minutes and bomb you guys, photo bomb?
If he's listening in, he's welcome to walk down. Yeah.
Bring a pint though, Michael. Bring a pint. Bring a couple.
Yeah.
Just a little bit on out of the town, Leo. It's a seaside town. Hopefully we get the weather. If we do, there's some lovely walks around the place. There's some, so there's some nice. As you said, there's a little river flowing through it. It's full of fish, and we're a lot of redevelopment work going on in the town at the moment. So it's a nice little town to sit down and have a pint and have a bit of food and use it as a base to go and walk to Wicklow Hills and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I want to kind of go around and as Jimmy said, ladies first. Majella, throw out a couple things that the team can do while we're there.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few pints anyway. But I guess you're lucky enough that you're going to be traveling around, so you get to see all parts of the country. And of course, I'm from the west, so I think it is the best. So you'll be up. You can be up towards Galway, and you'll be in Castlebar. But there's lots of lovely places there, and even on your way from the south, if you stopped off the Cliffs of Moher or somewhere like that, it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's lots to do, and yeah, you're lucky enough that you get to travel around now with these clinics. I think is good.
Nice places to eat and scenic areas and people watching, even, or places to shop. I know some of the guys and girls are probably gonna want to shop.
Yeah, you'll have to try, I guess, Irish stews, all the kind of, you'll have to have a pint of Guinness, hot whiskey, maybe. I don't know. The lads might have more suggestions.
Drinking shop.
Blood pudding.
Blood pudding, oh yeah.
Remember blood pudding.
That's Kinkin's thing, and we'll get to that when we get there. Adam, what about you? Anything you want to throw out to us before we get there? Things for us to do, places to see?
Yeah, it's a small town. You get to see the town, and you'd walk the whole length of the town there in half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. Cole might run it in 10 minutes. Yeah, plenty to see, plenty to walk around, and again, depending on weather, being a seaside town, there's beaches, maybe a short walk from the sports complex. Yeah, it's.
Could go for a dip.
Sorry, Majella?
You could go for a dip.
Go for a dip, yeah. The water's still quite cold, but you can give it a go and see what you think.
You never know, right, Jimmy? Jimmy, what about you? What are anything else around there? Any historic things? Because
yeah, there's a nice interpretation center and huge visitor attraction called Glendalough. It's about 30 minutes from Arklow, and it's certainly worth a visit. The problem is it's hugely popular, so it's very, very, very busy. But it's a nice hotel there, some nice places to eat, and it's a little bit spiritual if you're into that, and there's some beautiful walks and stuff like that there. So there's quite a bit to do. Ireland is a small little country, but there's a lot of scenery and a lot of good things going on, and it's full of Irish people. Remember that.
Oh, I will. Look at Mike Kinkin says fishing, please. Is anybody going to be able to?
Yeah, Mike fishes with a lure. Tell him that's not really fishing.
You heard it, Mike. Live bait only.
Flies.
Let's get the comments are flowing now. Avoidable and the Guinness pint walkway.
What's that about?
I don't know what that is.
Ask Tony what you're talking about there.
Jimmy,
He'll
I
come
think
back.
someone just called an avoidable on you.
Oh,
You're not even on the
nothing
court,
unusual
Jimmy.
in that.
Let's see.
We're looking forward to the guys coming, Leo. You really are. You know, it's from a personal point of view. It's great to have these guys over here and watch them compete and roar on the Irish people against them. You know, don't take it personal, guys. When we're cheering for the Irish, you know, we do that quite well.
Adam, I'm gonna ask you. Do you what do you know about the guys that we're bringing? I mean, do you follow the IRT like we do? I mean, do you know a little bit of background on these guys and how they're competing and where they're at?
A little. I watch. I love to watch the games on YouTube, and I follow that. Again, I don't delve into the personal backgrounds and how they're progressing. I know they're 3 of them in the top 10. I think Cole is up around 50 or 60 on the IRT tour, is he? Yeah, no, I definitely watch them and love to watch them play. Again, when I have time, I have a lot of personal things to do that I don't have much time to sit down and play and watch racquetball now, but I try to give it what I can.
Jimmy, what about you? Do you have any know anything about the players that are coming? Have you had a chance to see any of them online or watch the matches?
Yeah, no, I'm quite keen to sit down and watch live stream videos. Stream it to the TV in the sitting room, and it's good. It's enjoyable, and I do that quite often with a lot of tournaments in the USA and et cetera, et cetera. So it's yeah, I've seen them all play. They're not bad.
Kind of good. Majella, what about you? You keep up with any of the guys and Maria?
Yeah, actually, a couple of us were at the Asian Open there. Tony, who's in the chat as well, was there, so we got to see Lalo and Aguna play in the final there, which was pretty good, and they got a good crowd, and it was exciting racquetball. So yeah, it's good. It'll be good. I'm excited for them to come to Ireland, for people to see them as well, and the crowd get excited by them too, just like it was there.
Avondale.
That makes more sense.
Is what Tony meant. What is Avondale?
Avondale. Avondale is another. It's an old house on forestry grounds, but it's got a beautiful. From what I gather, I haven't been there yet. It's got a beautiful built wooden walkway, which rises above the forest, and you can see the hills all around. It's pretty new, but from what I gather, it's very, very popular already, and that's 15 minutes away.
Thank you, Tony.
So it's only about 15 minutes away from our club.
Good. Thank you, guys and girls, for suggesting that, because I'll go back and watch this, and Avondale's going to be on my list of places. Majella.
Okay.
Who's the best player in the world in your eyes in racquetball, male and female? Who do you think is the best?
Oh,
ever?
God, that's really Jimmy Gannon, best male.
What? No. Jimmy, what is it?
I'm joking.
Thanks very much, Majella.
What about your female?
I'm joking. I don't know. I guess Paola Longoria is the best female, and she's kind of the GOAT, isn't that what they call her? And I guess her record shows that, she's pretty good. Male, I guess Rocky and Kane, they're the top two guys, right? So they're pretty good too. Yeah. Nice.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Adam, what about you? Who's the best male and female in your eyes?
Same, yeah. I'd be thinking old school. I'd be thinking Kane. I love to watch Kane play. He can take a break and come back and still be top. And Paola, obviously, she's proven that she's top of the females there at the moment. I suppose there's others coming there, and they're starting to compete now. But she's proven herself the last few years. Good
Jimmy,
few years.
What about you? Who's your favorite? Who do you think are the two best in the world in your eyes?
Well, they don't compare to the old racquetball players. Let's be honest. The Gonzalez's and Andy Roberts. They were great players. They really were. A different era, a different style of racquetball. Really, to be quite honest with you, but Gonzalez was a cat on the court.
Ruben Gonzalez.
Oh
yeah,
absolutely amazing. And
What about female?
Female? Yeah, Geraldine Byrne from Arklow was probably the best racquetball player. Never
Killer
never
serve.
missed the top, but she's we had at one stage, Leo, we were lucky in this country. We had about 8 or 10 top female athletes playing racquetball, and they were within 1 point of coming third in the world at World Championships. They were really, really good, and unfortunately, we didn't keep up that standard for quite a while. It's building back up there now again, which is great. But we
do you remember who those people were?
Yeah, I sure do. One lady, I said Geraldine Byrne was one of them. The lady from Kerry, Kathleen. Oh, I can't remember her second name now. Marie Dignan from Dublin. Sis Kennedy from Temple-Derry, I think. Joan, a lady just passed away. Joan, I can't remember her name either. But it's there's quite a lot of people. Really, Anne Marie Whelan, which was a lady from UCD in Dublin, a college in Dublin. Sis Kennedy, as I said, there's quite a few of those ladies that were really, really, really good standard. And Jenny Lynch from Cork. Noel is there, and some of the lads still probably remember Jenny Lynch. Jenny was a wonderful racquetball player and dropped the sport just like that for her career. Kathleen Kern, well done, Majella, yeah.
No, sorry, Bernie O'Callaghan put it in the chat. So fair play to Bernie. Yeah. So
there's a lot of really good players that have left the sport, unfortunately. But they brought the standard of Irish racquetball way up at the time. Really, really did. And they all drove each other on. They were all really good athletes and sports people, and drove each other on. It was a great competition at the time. And again, we want to get back to those heady places where we were. We want to get back there. And the only way to do it is by what's happening here and now. Let's be honest about it. By getting people over to reignite the interest in racquetball, and from the bottom up, from the further juniors and the novice players that are going to be there, and all the spectators, and hopefully someone will pick rackets up and start playing again.
Don't miss it. I promise you guys in Ireland right now, if you're watching this, I just came back from a tournament in Florida. And you're right. There's just something about events that obviously bring us all together, but it's the after effect. It's like I miss it so much. The event was over and we all went home, and we were around each other, for 3 or 4 days. But I miss it, and I think it'll be a great thing for Racquetball Ireland. Like I said, make sure you come out. If you can't play in the tournament, if you can't come and hang out the whole weekend, just come for an hour. We're gonna be there nonstop. We're bringing, the athletes, if we can get our graphic pulled up again. Of course, we'll be bringing Mike Kinkin will be with us. I will be there as well, documenting everything. We want to hear from Ireland. We're going to be interviewing our Ireland friends. We want to hear from you, what the experience was like. So, we got some other, I don't want to give away all of our fun secrets yet, but we've got some things planned. We want to make an impact there. We hope you guys will enjoy it. Before we go, Adam, anything you want to say before we go? The tournament's coming up. Anybody that you would like to thank that's kind of been instrumental in helping you put this event on?
Yeah, I suppose the first thing is that please make sure you're on time. Get here for your matches.
He's serious.
There was a little bit of a trick in the entry form asking people if they were coming to the Friday night coaching, and we're taking that as a definite. And if you're on early on Saturday morning, it's because you said you were coming on Friday night. I suppose I want to thank all of our committee. Everybody's put in Trojan work. All of our sponsors. We've loads of local sponsors who helped out in so many ways. Gearbox, our main sponsor, we secured that through our local committee here too, who runs the racquetballshop.ie. And then we have other bigger companies in Arklow like Arc Building Supplies and Intersport Elvery's Bridgewater Shopping Centre, which is just a stone's throw from the courts. Plenty of food places there, plenty of places to shop. And Blueprint, who does all of our printing, our draws, our time cards, our scorecards, and all of our posters and publicity stickers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you, Raphael and Joel over at Gearbox. Those guys are amazing. Anybody else, Adam? Who's going to help you? Who's going to be helping you?
Obviously, Racquetball Ireland and Team Dovetail, they're the main ones. That's what's going to bring this tournament up that level from previous years. We asked Racquetball Ireland for a bit of help last year to bring some players over. We didn't realize that we were going to get so much work along with it, but we're all glad to put in the work and make it as best that we can. Team Dovetail, obviously, coming over is the main attraction. It's going to create that buzz, hopefully, to push Irish racquetball forward. That's, if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm really sorry. We have outside courts there that are being used. They're racquetball and GAA courts. So thanks to them for the use of their facilities over the weekend. They're a great help to us, and we couldn't do it without them.
Let me know if you need something. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Even reffing, as long as the rules are the same.
Reffing's good. We always need referees.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what about you? Before I say so long, get to meet you for the first time in 5 or 6 days, but anything you want to say before we go to anybody out there?
Well, it's important that I'm wearing a couple of caps here at the moment. From an RAI point of view, from Racquetball Ireland point of view, it's we've committed to try and change things a little. We've committed to try and put coaching in place, more coaching in place, I should say. We've committed to try and develop racquetball as much as we can, and it's certainly been a great help for us that Team Dovetail got involved. It's our pleasure, really, and Majella, I'm sure, will say the same thing. It's our pleasure, really, to do our best to get Team Dovetail over here with all the players that they're bringing, and we hope we're going to get something out of it. We hope you guys get something out of it as well. And maybe it's just a start. Maybe other things can happen. We can collaborate on different projects going forward, maybe, and use you guys the same as you guys are using us at the moment.
That's our mission.
That's
Jimmy,
your mission, absolutely.
To use each other.
And just to say thanks, in all fairness.
Yeah, no, I agree, Jimmy. That is our goal, and that's why we're hoping we get to touch a lot of people while we're there. Everybody on our team, from player to program director to world champion to national champion, I think we have a lot to give, and I hope you guys will see the outpouring, and the passion that we have, and we want to share it. Nobody in our team is shy, so we're going to be hanging out, talking, laughing, but then all of a sudden the light switch will come, or the switch will get flipped, and then they're going to go into the court, and you're going to be smiling when you see those players step in the court and what they can do. And I know you've seen it before, but it's just so much different when you see it in person. Mm-hmm. And I know I keep saying that, and that's for all the people that didn't get to enter the tournament. Go to the clinics, show up. That's it. Just show up and you'll love it. It'll be worth the trip. Majella, what about you? Any parting words before we go? I mean, I know there was a lot of moving parts to this. So anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, no, I just echo what the two lads said there. Just really thankful to the Racquetball Association of Ireland, to the Arklow, the organising committee there, to Arklow Racquetball Club. There's 3 of us here now on screen, but there's lots of people doing hard work in the background, that aren't on screen, it's not unrecognized. So there's lots of people helping keep racquetball alive, and that's really important to us. And also thanks to the provincial councils that are helping to organise the clinic sessions as well with Team Dovetail. Again, they're not on screen, but they're doing a lot of hard work trying to get people into the clubs and come to the clinics and things like that too. So really want to thank them. And just thank Team Dovetail. Like Jimmy said, it's good to get a collaboration in place and try and ignite something here in Ireland and make people excited about racquetball.
Am I going to be able to just show up at these clubs and tell them Jimmy sent me?
Yeah.
100%.
They know who he is. Yeah.
Just walk in and say Jimmy sent me.
They probably all know me, Leo, anyway, so you should be okay.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Well, I was hoping to hear from Mike Kinkin, but Mike's off doing the real work to make all of this happen. So Mike, thank you so much. You know, I want to say that I was totally caught off guard when I was asked to go, because for us, it's always about the players, and it always will be. And in this instance, our Dovetail mission kind of lined up with this trip. And we are super excited to be there and have these 5 representing us. And then Mike Kinkin said, look, you know, I would love for you to go, you know, to document this thing. We're going to be doing daily blogs, obviously lots of video and photos, interviews, post-match, pre-match. We're going to have some players mic'd up and kind of let you guys know a little bit more about the players. I mean, it's obviously, you know, racquetball, but I think that's what makes our team is so strong is that we are a team. We communicate a lot. We know a lot about each other. And so I'm excited to go. It's my first trip out of the country. I'm a little bummed because I heard they don't do stamps in the passports anymore. So I'll just have to write. I'll write it in there myself. And also, I don't know if we have time, Mike, but anybody that is interested in any of the Team Dovetail Ireland shirts, you know, go to our website. You can either contact Mike Kinkin or maybe you can order it. I'm not too certain. And I think Mike's going to try to bring some of these to Ireland. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. There's a whole collection, an Ireland collection that we have. So reach out to Mike. Well, congratulations to you 3 and everybody in Racquetball Ireland for pulling all of this together. I thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and meeting with you this week. So, Adam, Jimmy, Majella, we'll see you soon.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
All right.
See you soon.
See you the weekend, guys. Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.
Bye. Bye. Bye.